Hey guys, Abby here. How are you guys doing today? Um, Today I am bringing you some information about a topic that we talk a lot about on our channel, and that I get a lot of questions and a lot of people share their stories with me. Um, so, but I did have someone ask me a question that we haven't really talked about. And we talk a lot about the different aspects of cuckolding lifestyle. Um, and this is actually something that we haven't covered. So I thought, oh my gosh, this is so great because we've covered myths, how to's, ceremonies, um, shared plenty of stories. And just when I thought we had covered it all and there wasn't a whole lot to cover left. I actually had one of our subscribers uh, raise a question to me, and I thought, oh my gosh, of all the things we've covered, we have never talked about this. So the question that he asked was how, in the cuckolding lifestyle, part of that obviously is um, the man having a partner outside of the relationship, and the cuckold, enjoying that. But something he had asked was, how do how does the cuckold go about reclaiming their hot wives after the fun with the bull is done? So today, that is what we are going to talk about. Um, is exactly how some men, some cuckolds, go about reclaiming their hot wives, and that what that dynamic and the aftercare for that looks like. I've got my double mint Mr. Fogg with me today, so let's get into it. Um, we all know the importance of rules and sticking to them when engaging in this lifestyle. We've talked about that, and whether you're brand new to it or have been in that lifestyle for years, those rules are specific to each couple. And I know I've mentioned this before. Personally, I think if those rules aren't kept and abided by, it can be a recipe for disaster and lots of negative experiences in that lifestyle. So, very important to mention that and stress that. I can't stress that enough. And of course, those rules can be fluid and change over time as you get into more experience with it. But once the doors are closed and playtime is over and you're back to your everyday relationship, it is vital to ensure that you both are feeling loved and cared for. Doing that will attribute to having happy and successful experiences, which is a great thing. Now, aftercare and reclaiming are used in other types of play as well. For instance, like BDSM couples or swingers. And the most important thing I think of is that make sure your partner feels loved. That's extremely important because, yeah, like they need to feel like they're the one, no matter what. So, what exactly is reclaiming? If you're not familiar with it, it is the act of doing the devil's tango with your partner after they have had another lover. Some people can describe it as the best tango they've ever had, knowing that their hot wife has been used by another, or has had another inside her is enough to send them over the top. Which is kind of like the whole idea behind cuckolding. Um, and reclaiming isn't just for having great tango, though. It's important between the couple to help them maintain a strong and healthy relationship. They know at the end of the day that things between them remain unchanged and constant, which is important, and that they will still belong to one another despite their kink. Um, Really, I think it's an important and essential reconnection with your partner. Um, there are so many different ways that this can be done depending on you and your partner and your individual situation, what your likes and preferences are. I'm just going to give you a few examples um, just to kind of give you an idea. And I know this list isn't going to be all encompassing, but just some of the more popular ones, really, of reclaiming, like for the solo date, um, going to movies, cuddles, and reminding each other why it is you love each other so much, is a good way to kind of reconnect after having that playtime and reassuring each other and your love for each other. Some people engage in sloppy seconds. That would be, after the hot wife has been stretched out and filled up by her bull. For some cuckolds, it is a turn on to enjoy the sloppy seconds that he's been waiting for. Reclaiming, doing the devil's tango, and I'll let you use your imagination on that one. With the sloppy seconds, you can take that however you would like. Reclaiming, doing the devil's tango the second the bull leaves in a way that makes you both feel best, is another way. Loving, cuddles and kisses. You can cuddle and spoon in the buff while watching TV and talking. Reclaim your wife, your hot wife. She needs care too. It's not only about the cuckold when he leaves. Massage her and her sore, stretched out body parts. Talk about everything and let her rest after all the fun she's had. Is a good way to reclaim and reconnect. There's the cleanup some cuckolds like to do, and that is for the hot wife to tell her cuckold it is time for a cleanup in aisle P. Yep, some men will clean up the mess left behind by the bull and then provide another fill-up. That is another way of reclaiming your hot wife. Here's a gift. If your hot wife went out on a date with her bull, bringing back a gift for him to think about later is always a great way. Bring him some used panties, stained panties or clothes, and that is her way of showing him how much fun she had, and that this is her gift of love to him, and it's something that he can think about later. Just chatting is another way to reclaim. Some couples don't get intimate after that playtime. The hot wife will just retell all of the events of the evening with her bull and how it made her feel. And then the cuckold will go and have some private time for himself, or sometimes she can give him a helping hand afterwards. And this actually goes far when building the trust and honesty part of this dynamic. Remember that whole open and honest thing I always talk about. Being a sissy, some cuckolds go as far as to participate in the activities by performing some of the same jobs as the hot wife does. Afterwards, take a shower together, moisturize stretched out parts, and get some much needed rest for the both of you. Chastity. Chastity, you sat like a good boy while your hot wife had all the fun. Now it's time to take your cage off for a second or two. Make a game out of it, make it fun and playful. See how long you can last out of the cage. Get rewarded for extra time out of your cage for every minute you can last without exploding. For example, 1 minute equals 1 hour of cage free, 2 minutes, 2 hours of cage free, and so on and so on. Is another good way to work in the reclaiming part. And then there's proof. Some couples enjoy taking pictures and videos of them with their bull so that the hot wife can explain what's going on while they rewatch it. Tell her cuckold how it felt, while her cuckold has an image he can see. Now, what happens after all of this excitement? Well, there's a drop in endorphins and emotions. So once it's all over, it's important to engage in aftercare and to maintain your relationship, especially if you're new to this lifestyle, as your emotions have reached levels you've never experienced before, especially if you're new. And it can be quite overwhelming. A couple of ways to make sure that you both are back on an even keel after all the fun is to rest. Take the day after to rest and enjoy all the love and affection you have for each other. Reassuring those things goes a long way in making each other feel safe and secure, loved, wanted, and that your relationship is secure and stable. And that this is just a kink that you engage in for fun from time to time. And, at the core, it's just you two. Or talking. Simple talking. Talk to each other about the emotions you're both feeling. And, both of you, her, even the wife. Some of you may think that it's just about the husband having all these emotions and pent up excitement and whatnot, but the wife is too. She's got a lot going on too. Not only is she engaging, but there's emotions and feelings and afterwards that she's going through too. She's a big part of the action, so she needs aftercare too. Participating in this lifestyle can be emotionally draining and tiring for both of you. Take the time to talk through your feelings and emotions. Talk about your unwavering love for each other. This will help keep your relationship stable as you experiment in this realm. So yeah, those are just a few ways to reclaim and reassure and provide some aftercare for each other. I think we've covered a lot of information today. I know there are so many more ways that you cuckolds out there can reclaim your hot wives, but unfortunately, we only have so much time. I could go on forever, but you know, I don't think you guys want me on here forever. At least not in one video. You know, so what does your dynamic look like? How do you guys reclaim your hot wife, or hot wives out there? How do you get reclaimed? Um, what type of aftercare routine do you have? Let me know in the comments. You know, evaluate that. If you don't, you know, if you're new or looking to get into this lifestyle, all things to consider. Um, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, everybody, love hugs and smoky kisses. Bye, everyone.